Hello, everybody. It's Miss Sam here for Sunday, May
25th.
No,
25th.
May 2nd. Today is April 25th. This lesson is for Sunday, May 2nd. Hope you all had a good week and are enjoying, hopefully, this impending warmer weather here. It's still cool outside today. Royce just came in and informed us it was snowing. How wonderful. So hope everybody's staying warm and staying healthy, first of all, staying warm, second of all, and keeping busy. So we have today and then next week's lesson, and then we are all done for summer. And then we will be reconvening in the fall. So keep in mind about that. If you are interested in teaching or substitute teaching or even co-leading a class, definitely reach out to Miss Val or Pastor Terry. And we can definitely get you hooked up come this summer. No, I'm doing Sunday school. I just started because my computer was being a pain in the butt. So we're gonna get started. Today we are doing the lesson called Philip and the Ethiopian. Okay, so third graders, this is what yours looks like. Clearly I need to go back to bed. Kids are doing perler beads while we're doing Sunday school here. Oh, Royce is trying to tell me I'm fat. As first and second graders, yours looks like this. It has a brown background, and then you need sticker sheet two of 2.
2 of 2.
All right, so we are gonna get this party rocking here. All right, so it is the 5th Sunday after Easter. So we are still learning about Jesus and his resurrection and the empty tomb and things like that. So let's pretend we are characters in the Bible story we just read. Okay, just kidding, we haven't read it yet. Our Bible story today is about Philip. Philip was one of Jesus's disciples, one of Jesus's followers, and Philip followed Jesus by telling everyone he met the good news that Jesus is God's son. In our story today, Philip meets a man from another country. Even though the man is from a different place, God tells Philip to talk to him anyway. All right, so today we are reading Acts chapter 8, verses 26 through 40. I almost dropped my Bible. My Bible almost fell apart. All right. So, chapter 8, verses 26 through 40. Then an angel of the Lord said to Philip, "Get up and go toward the south to the road that goes down from Jerusalem to Gaza. This is a wilderness road." So he got up and went. Now there was an Ethiopian eunuch, court official of Cadence, queen of the Ethiopians, in charge of her entire treasury. He had come to Jerusalem to worship and was returning home seated in his chariot. He was reading the prophet Isaiah. Then the Spirit said to Philip, "Go over to this chariot and join it." So Philip ran up to it and heard him reading the prophet Isaiah. He asked, "Do you understand what you are reading?" He replied, "How can I unless someone guides me?" And he invited Philip to get in and sit beside him. Now the passage of the scripture that he was reading was this: "Like a sheep he was led to the slaughter, and like a lamb silent before its shearer. So he does not open his mouth. In his humiliation justice was denied him. Who can describe his generation? For his life is taken away from the earth." The eunuch asked Philip, "About whom, may I ask you? Does the prophet say this about himself or about someone else?" And Philip began to speak, and starting with the scripture, he proclaimed to him the good news about Jesus. As they were going along the road, they came to some water, and the eunuch said, "Look, here is water. What is to prevent me from being baptized?" He commanded the chariot to stop, and both of them, Philip and the eunuch, went down to the water, and Philip baptized him. When they came up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord snatched Philip away. The eunuch saw him no more and went on his way rejoicing. But Philip found himself at Azotus, and as he was passing through the region, he proclaimed the good news to all the towns until he came to Caesarea. All right, there were lots of words in there. That doesn't make sense to me.
There's lots of words that I don't know.
Okay.
Me too.
Hopefully that looks. All right. So the man from Ethiopia didn't understand what he read. How can you tell he did not understand the words on the scroll?
Because he read it like a maniac.
Okay, if we would have had the picture part, the picture Bible, which is sometimes a little bit better, he was looking at the scroll and he had this really confused look on his face. When you are trying very hard to understand something new, how does your face look?
Mine
I
looks
was
like surprised.
Some people look more surprised. Some people have shifty eyes. Some people go like this.
Yeah, that's me.
Or some people go like this.
Yeah,
Like, oh my God, this is just way too much for my brain. Okay. How did Philip know that what God wanted him to do? Anybody?
Ethiopian.
How did Philip know what God wanted him to do? Who told him?
Jesus.
An
What's his name?
angel.
Angel, yeah.
An angel told Philip what he needed to do. In what ways did Philip help the Ethiopian?
I don't know. I'm more focused.
Apparently nobody
What?
wants to pay attention today.
Well, I
Um,
think
He explained the words of the prophet Isaiah. He told him about Jesus, the Son of God, and he baptized him, correct?
correct. And I was just gonna say that.
If someone who did not know about Jesus asked you who Jesus was, what would you say?
I would say Jesus is a guy that is very nice, and he lives up in the clouds.
He lives up in the clouds. Okay.
And then if you have a sibling that died or a grandparent or whoever, if you had somebody die when it thunders, that means that they're bowling.
Oh, yep. So around here, we have some people who are scared of thunderstorms.
Not me.
I am.
Emma and Samantha Anderson.
Emma's really scared of thunderstorms, mostly because the thunder can be very loud. I was in a very bad storm when I was in high school. Yeah, I know I'm that old. And so I don't like thunderstorms anymore. I've gotten better, but they still freak me out. So
They
yeah, we
freak
tell the
me out
kids, especially when
sometimes.
they're little, when you're like 3 or 4 and you get scared because all of a sudden you hear this little bang or this clap of lightning and thunder. We told the kids when they were little that it was bowling, that they were bowling. So my grandparents, both my mom's parents and my dad's parents, and then some people who've been very close to us who have unfortunately passed, are bowling. And they only bowl in spring, summer, and fall. And in the winter they're resting. But then when it snows,
They put a little too much salt on their food.
they put a little too much salt on their French fries. So they go bowling, and then in the winter there's just a little too much salt on their food. So we get the joyous snow at that time. So it's just something fun for the kids to know, that we tell them. It has really nothing to do with anything. Okay, so
My eyes hurt.
okay, so littles, will start with you today. First
Okay,
and second graders. Oh my gosh. All right, so we're gonna look at your page. Okay. We can tell others the good news of Jesus. Philip's day. Help Philip remember the events of his day with Ethiopian in the correct order. Can you please let the dog out quick?
Yes. Hey, doggy, come on, doggy.
So the first one says, the man begged, please baptize me. I don't think that was the first thing that happened, was it? All right. I baptized the man in a pool of water. A man was sitting in his chariot reading a scroll. I told the man about Jesus and how Jesus came to save us. Oh, they put the number 1 in for us. An angel told me to do God's work. Man asked me for help. Okay, so if we go through and label them, it would be, so the next one is going to be, a man was sitting in his chariot reading a scroll. You can put the number 2 by that one. The man asked me for help is number 3. Number 4, I told the man about Jesus and how Jesus came to save us. Number 5, then the man begged, please baptize me. And number 6, I baptized the man in a pool of water. And then, who is missing from our picture today? Emma, who's missing from our picture? This is Philip. Who are we missing? The Ethiopian? The guy in the chariot? You're gonna put your big sticker here in your spot. Okay?
My eyes are.
Your eyes hurt. She's always got an aching pain. At the bottom, today's Bible story, Philip and the Ethiopian, is from the book of Acts. Acts tells us about the first Christians. Acts is in the New Testament. It's towards the back of the Bible. All right, first and second graders, you guys can flip to your second page. All right. Philip trusted in the angel and did what the angel asked him to do, because Philip knew that the angel was God's messenger. What good news did Philip share? Emma, what good news did Philip share? Do you remember? Good news of... I'm being ignored. It was the good news of God or Jesus. Jesus was the Son of God. He came to earth and saved us. Has someone shared good news with you?
Yes, they have.
What kind of good news have people shared with you? Royce, what kind of good news has people shared with you?
Like here's something that Emma's moved.
Maybe you got good news that you're going to be a big brother or sister.
Yeah.
Maybe you got big news that you're going to get a brand new room. Maybe
It's a lofted bed.
you're getting a brand new bed.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a new pet at home.
Ooh.
Maybe you got a brand new book.
Ooh.
I like to
Or
have a
New
life.
electronics.
maybe you got a new shirt. That might be pretty cool.
A new tractor.
A new tractor.
A new everything. New
Maybe you got a new
toys.
toothbrush and you're excited about your new toothbrush because it's got
Unicorns.
unicorns on it. I don't know. It's got the new,
Leo.
it's got the newest comic that you like outside on it. Okay. Maybe you got a trampoline. Maybe you're getting a pool. Ooh.
I want a pool. Ooh.
Yeah, I
They
do
really
too.
want a pool.
I want one.
But
that
only thing
can
I have is a kiddie pool. I can't even swim in a kiddie pool.
Leo would jump in it unsupervised, which is not good. Okay. So it's nice to share good news, and you shared some great news with each other. It's always good. It's also good to know that even our best news isn't as great as God's good news about Jesus. All right. So what you're gonna do is on your page, Philip told the man from Ethiopia the best news he could share. He told him that Jesus came to earth to save him. I remember the best news I have ever heard. Blank shared the news with me. This good news was, okay, so on your page, there's a big blank right here. Who shared the news with you? Was it grandma? Was it mom, dad, brother, sister? Maybe it was your teacher at school. So you're going to put their name there. And then you're going to tell us what the good news was. So mom and dad can help you write that, okay? And while you do that, I'm going to work with the big kids on their pages. As long as I don't need my stuff. All right. Third graders. We're going to look at the front of your page, front of your leaflet. We can all share the good news. Math problem. Meet Ben. He's in 4th grade and would rather do anything than his homework. He does well in most subjects. Science, no problem. English, no problem. Math, yes, problem. Big problem. Problem. And today he's sick of this math stuff. Normally after school he'd watch a little TV, play with his dog, and wait for his dad to come home and help with his homework. But today he heard that there are high school tutors at the library from 4 to 6. That's where he's headed. He has the textbook. He can read the numbers. He just needs someone to explain it all to him. Maybe today a tutor will help him understand it. Meet Gwen. She's a junior in high school and she's crazy smart. Normally she would spend her afternoon studying with the math league team, smarty pants, but the math league coach is on maternity leave until next semester. That left her wondering what she'd do with her afternoons. Then she spotted the poster in the library that says, "Tutors wanted. Everybody welcome, especially mathematicians." This is perfect. Gwen grabbed her favorite calculator, sharpened her finest number 2 pencils, grabbed her protractor, and was out the door. Her only question was, will anybody show up for help? All right, so I skipped a bunch of pages here. Okay. Ben might look at these problems and be really confused. What character in our Bible story is Ben most like? So he's super confused about math. Now, was Philip confused? No, I don't think so. How about the guy in the chariot? He was confused, wasn't he? Yep. All right. How is Gwen like Philip? Gwen understands math and Ben doesn't. So if Ben is like our Ethiopian friend, and Gwen must be like Philip. Okay. So we're going to move on to page number 2. Page got stuck. All right. So when you guys, whoa, looks crazy busy. Flip to the second page, you're going to see what looks to be a maze. All right. Let's try the maze on the second page of your leaflet. All right. So what you are going to do is we need to match the saying on the left-hand side to the verse on the right-hand side. All right, so if I can find my pages back quickly. No. Go. Mark, Luke, John, Acts. Okay. So I'm actually going to start on the right side. Okay, so the first verse is Acts chapter 8, verse 30. And that says, so Philip ran up to it and heard him reading the prophet Isaiah. He asked, "Do you understand what you are reading?" I'm hungry. All right. So our options are the Ethiopian was in charge of this. No. Ethiopian was reading from this book of the Bible. 2 might be right. Philip shared this with the Ethiopian. No. Philip did this to the Ethiopian. No. So it's the second one. You're going to follow the arrow, follow your path up to Acts chapter 8, verse 30. All right. Acts chapter 8, verse 38. He commanded the chariot to stop, and both of them, Philip and the eunuch, went down to the water, and Philip baptized him. All right. So, oh my gosh, I'm trying to follow this here. All right. The Ethiopian was in charge of this. That's number 1. Philip shared this with the Ethiopian. I didn't share anything. Philip did this to the Ethiopian. the fourth one. So Acts chapter 8, verse 30 goes to the second sentence. Acts chapter 8, verse 38 goes to the fourth sentence. Acts chapter 8, verse 27. So he got up and went. Now there was an Ethiopian eunuch, a court official of the Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, in charge of her entire treasury, had come to Jerusalem to worship. All right, the Ethiopian was in charge of this, or Philip shared this with the Ethiopian. I think it's number 1. So Acts chapter 8, verse 30 is the second sentence. Acts chapter 8, verse 38 is the fourth sentence. Acts chapter 8, verse 27 is the first. That means Acts chapter 8, verse 35 must be the third one. Then Philip began to speak, and starting with the scripture, he proclaimed to him the good news about Jesus. Philip shared this with the Ethiopian. That would be correct. No, you're not. Because I said. All right. We will go to fun facts, and then we'll go to the first and second graders again, and then we should be all done. All right. So fun facts. Road from Jerusalem to Gaza was about 50 miles long. The Ethiopian was the first known evangelist to Africa. Chariots were pulled by 2, 3, and sometimes 4 horses. Because of this important job, the Ethiopian was not allowed to have a family. Philip ended up in Caesarea for the next 20 years. In Philip's day, it was common to read out loud, even in public. You need to be quiet.
That is noisy.
Don't eat right now. All right. So first and second graders, let's look at the third page. All right. Philip had exciting news for the Ethiopian. These 5 kids heard the news too. Let's find out what they tell others by helping them untangle the strings. Find the first boy on the left and follow his orange string. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow the strings from each kid up to the balloons. And then I want you to write the words in order. So if you follow the orange string, it goes to the word tell. So you're going to write tell in this first set of blanks. The green string goes to the word others. You're going to put that in the second set of blanks. The red string, the first red string, goes to the word about, which is going to go in the third set of empty blanks. The yellow string goes to Jesus. The second red string goes to love. The blue string goes to for, F-O-R. And the last green string goes to them. So it says, tell others about Jesus's love for them. Okay? And then on the bottom, you can take and put your words from today in the bottom blanks. It should read, today's Bible story, Philip and the Ethiopian, is from the book of Acts. Acts tells us about the first Christians. Acts is in the New Testament. All right. And then you guys can turn to the third, or you can turn it around and look at the back page. Here to there, the people of Bible times did not have planes, trains, or cars. So how did they get from here to there? What sounds did they hear? Did you know a chariot was a woven basket shaped with 2 wheels pulled by horses or oxen? Only the rich had chariots. Most people traveled on foot. They had to carry food, water jars, and an extra clothing with them. Women and children sometimes rode a donkey if they were traveling more than 3 miles. Travelers had no maps. They relied on their own sense of direction or asked for help. So they didn't have maps. They didn't have Siri. They didn't have Google. They didn't have Alexa. They didn't have all the road signs that we have. They didn't have the radio. They didn't have any of that. They relied on their own sense of direction and other people to help them get from point A to point B.
That makes sense.
So, that is all I have for today. Hope you have a good week. We have one lesson left, which will be Mother's Day. Go sit. So we will see you next week. Again, parents, if you are interested in helping teach or co-teach a class, please reach out to Pastor Terry or Miss Val, and then we can get you set up. In the event you have questions, please let us know. Again, any of us can help answer them. You can always reach Molly at the church office Monday through Friday. If you have any questions to me, don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys right back here at the Anderson kitchen table for Sunday school next week, Sunday, for our last class. We'll see you next week.